Minasan konnichi Chihuahua. How we
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua, Connie Chihuahua, my friend. Um, are we still in Konnichiwa territory at this moment? We wouldn't.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I was like, we're not dipping into Konbanwa just yet, right?
Not yet. I'd say that's like a 5 o'clock,
5 o'clock.
5:30
All right, it's
transition
like
time. Yeah.
3-ish over here. We're feeling that studious energy, are we not?
今日は雨ですが、元気ですよ。
Genki
私は
des.
元気。
Hmm. All right. There was not a ka at the end of that. You were not asking me if I was Genki, correct?
Yeah, I don't care.
All right. Cool.
Sorry.
Cool. All right.
ラフは元気ですか？
Not anymore.
ちなみに、by the way,
Yeah.
今日は何日ですか？ We haven't done the date in a
Yeah.
bit.
今日は this is Shigatsu, not Yongatsu, right?
I believe it is 4月yeah, you're right. Shigatsu.
Shigatsu? Okay. Cool. Um and then 6 is a weird one. Is that Muika?
Right.
Really? Oh man, I was like, it might be 8. It might be 8, but 4 and 6 have or 4 and 8 have that relationship, right? Right?
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm.
it.
いやいや、よくできました。はい。
Woo.
今日は4月6日です。
Sugoi.
すげえ。
Sugera. All right. Day 15 homework. Asan come in like oh yeah. Osaka wa tabemono ga oishii desu ne. I wanted to read this as Oki and then Okasan. So I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, my instinct was also Oka-san.
Oh.
I gotta read the whole word apparently.
Yeah. So desu ne. And this is so not zo. Zo is the modified version, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, we got 2 for 1 here, so we got A and B. Or invert that. But yeah. Number 2. イギリスと日本とどちらが大きいですか? Assuming ga is what we do want in there.
Mhm.
And then B-san comes in fresh with the Nihon no Hoka or the whole mo thing. It's coming for me, man.
You had it.
Ho-
No whole ga.
okay. 日本の方が大きいです. All right. And then for 3, hold on, I'm still back in the whole mo situation. What did I just say? The whole.
Mhm.
Hokkaido. Oh yeah, okay. Hokkaido wa samui desu ka? Hokkaido's cold, right? Hi. Tokyo wa zutto to? Not do?
And it wouldn't be wa here. You have it written incorrectly though.
Oh, okay.
Like what you wrote is correct. I'm sorry.
What did I? Oh, shoot. I see. Um,
So it'd
right.
be Tokyo yori zutto samui desu. You just didn't circle yori there, but you said wa. But you wrote
Oh,
in
I
yori.
see what I'm. Okay, because I'm not looking at the second part as re. I'm looking at it as like the line for ha.
Mm.
So I'm all over the place here. Zutto samui desu. Yeah, that took me a sec to look back on it. I'm like, what am I? Where is my head? All right. Inu to neko also to
Mm-hmm.
どちらが好きですか？どちらも好きです. They like them both, right?
I like them both.
Like
Mm-hmm.
them both. I had the thought of like you can use modes with negative. What if they don't like either? That's a true animal. All right. コーヒーと紅茶とどちらが好きですか？紅茶の、方が好きです。こ、uh,
Mm-hmm.
紅茶の方が. This is, I'm trying to really cement this in me because it seems to be a struggle.
You're getting there.
All right.
I feel the muscle memory building.
The old
Keep
muscle
it
must
keep
be
it rolling,
destroyed.
Jim.
Tear down the fibers, rebuild them. Um, is this at the start? Is
Mm-hmm.
this is oo or su?
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. Uta ga jozu. Oh, okay. Uta ga jozu ですね. Arigato arigato gozaimasu. Demo, I'm gonna go down here for this. Ane wa watashi yori jozu desu. Or their sister. Is their sister better or they're just also good?
Yes, they are better.
Okay,
Because like they're describing their older sister in that you are not as skilled,
I see. Okay, okay,
which implies that they're better. Yeah.
okay. Cool. And right, 3. Um, hikokito?
Hikoki to
Hikoki. Oh, the toes on. Okay. Hikoki to ji shingansen to shinkansen to.
Hi, hi, hi.
Okay. Shin hikoki to shinkansen to dochira ga hayai desu ka? Hikoki is a vehicle. What
Mm-hmm.
kind?
This is the flying one. This is a
Oh, the
plane.
plane kind. Okay, okay. Oh, I probably should have been able to chime in and like, well, it's faster than a train. um, hikoki no ho ho ga hayai desu.
Hi.
Okay, all right. Now, this came up on that quiz section, or at least a related thought.
Mm-hmm.
Kanji to katakana to dochira ga muzukashii desu ka? Um, dochira mo muzukashii desu. I mean, I think there's a great gulf between them. But they're both hard. They're both hard. Nihon wa fuka ga yasui desu ka? And I think this is the first time that they're distinctly not multiple choice options here. Ie, yasukunai desu. Is that what I want?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Hokkaido wa yuki ga ookii desu ka? And this is that same kind of thought where like,
Oki janakute.
sorry, sumimasen. Oi, oi desu ka?
Oi. Yeah.
Okay.
Oi.
Oi desu ka? Yeah, I'm just more often than not. I think on the other study apps, if I see it going, oh, we're going for Oki.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Tokyo, uh, Tokyo Yori. I want to say Ryori. I think I brought this up before. Tokyo Yori. And this came out kooky. Yuki ga oi desu.
Hi.
almost done here. Oh, this is key still. Not sa.
Mhm.
Sa one line, right? Or no line? No
Yeah.
line?
One line.
One line. Okay. Um, Oki na wa Okinawa ha.
Okinawa.
Yeesh. Okay. I guess I'm caught off by this being a na for Okinawa. Well, no, it should still be. Never mind. Never mind. Okinawa wa um umi ga kirei desu ka? Hai, kirei desu. I've never been there, but I've seen an ocean and I like it. I do like it.
Mhm.
um, is there a distinction with umi between like sea and ocean there at all, or is it just big body of
Well,
water?
um, what I was going to actually bring up is that umi could. There are technically words to differentiate them, but specifically, I was going to mention that like umi could just refer to the beach as well.
Okay, yeah,
It's like not just ocean or sea.
all right, yeah. I was gonna say like I've definitely seen multiple stories where people have been like I've never seen the beach before or the sea, and I feel like when characters say it, it feels like they're saying it interchangeably, and I don't know the
Mhm.
delineation there. Um,
Yeah, probably because it's like there's just some inferring that they're included, but
yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
like oftentimes the waters are connected to. But anyway,
Mhm.
before we go down the water delineation, um, Italia to Nihon to dochira ga this time for real. Oki desu ka? And I was not confident on this. I'm like, is that true? Actually,
Yeah, I was
um,
I was looking at that too. I was like,
yeah,
what?
really? But yeah. Apparently, Italy is about the size of Arizona. Was the way it was described, and I'm like, the map warping is a real phenomenon, huh? Um, Nihon no uh ho ga oki desu. I was going for the maiga for the record. Um, but yeah. Any homework thoughts?
Nope, we already touched up on that that umi business.
All right.
And like to also say just the last thing is that it could refer to ocean, sea, beach, that all of that.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. That's where I thought was going on, but I lacked the confidence in myself. All right, but otherwise, this will be the start of week 4. Yeah, and I think this is the first time this is coming up. You will learn 19 new kanji and learn how to use past tense for conversations you've learned so far. So for this particular day, and I've been thinking I should put these bits in the video description to help sort out what to look back after. So
Hmm.
hopefully you guys can hold me to that. Day 16, how to compare things, how to ask what is better or more, etc., than something else, using several adjectives to describe one noun in the same sentence, and then the first 13 kanji. Would you mind reading these off if that's accessible for you, Jimmy?
Yeah. So on their own, which I'm
Yeah, that's a whole other
without
conversation.
guessing what they're going to be doing, I'm assuming. So the first one's going to be Yama
Hmm.
for mountain. The second one will probably learn the readings for Getsu or Gatsu because this is the month.
Hmm.
Um,
Not moon in
but
isolation.
it is also moon,
Okay.
which is Tsuki.
Okay.
So we'll see. The next one is Ki. But in the reading, what they might be doing at some point are doing like days of the week because this would be Moku or Moku
Oh,
Yori
that would make sense.
because that's why we call it tree day.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it'd just be what did I say earlier? Um, but it would just be Ki. Sorry, I don't know what I said earlier.
Yeah, Moku.
Um, yeah, when it's tied to Yobi, but on its own, it's just Ki.
Hmm.
Um, next one's Ichi for like one. So the
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3 are very easy.
Yeah, that's
So
maybe the
Ichi
easiest of
Nissan,
all.
And then the rest of these are also numbers. So yon, go, roku, nana, hachi, kyu, ju.
All right, yeah, pretty reasonable batch, I think, for the first
Hmm.
chunk of kanji. And then day 17, grammar focus on using adjectives and nouns in the past tense, how to express quantity with verbs, expressing actions from starting point to destination. I was trying to think like, haven't we done a version of that? But I think we did
Yeah,
durations.
yeah, and this is also the day that we have previously covered it already, right?
Oh,
So
okay. That makes so much more sense. But this is what we did day 17. Um, we were thinking about our to ourselves like should we go through that again? And I was opting for no, we've gone through this. The content isn't changing. So we'll then jump ahead to day 18. Using adjectives and nouns in the past negative form. And then three additional kanji, if you wouldn't
mhm.
mind, Jimothy.
Yeah, so the first one is like for like day, so it could be like nichi or hi, depending.
Mm-hmm.
Next one's gonna be hon, probably just gonna be learning about hon for like book.
Yeah.
And then hito or jin, nin for person. So this is the same one that you'd use for like otoko no hito, like nihonjin, and then like hitori, futari, san
Like
nin for the
people
counter of
counters.
people.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. I have questions about the whole like book origin Japan situation. They might not have
Yeah, like
answers.
nihon.
Yeah. But we'll get to that when we get to that day, I think. Um, and then day 19, expressing a need for something. Hoshi desu. Uh, expressing, is that a need or a want? I feel like I've thought of it as a wish before.
This is a want.
Okay.
So yeah, it is explicitly not need.
Okay. Good to note.
That is something completely different.
Yeah. All right. Good. Um, expressing something you would like to do, and then katakana for vehicles. And then 20 will be expressing movement to and from a place. Um, grammar focus on the particles ni, na, or nani, dare, doko plus ka, and then
Yeah,
three.
probably all of those. Like
Yeah.
plus ka, I'm assuming.
Okay. Okay. And then three additional kanji. If
Hmm.
you want one final round.
Yeah, I'm assuming that these are probably going to be the readings for like sen and
Mm-hmm.
sei for the first two respectively for sensei,
Mm-hmm. And
and
then
then gaku
okay.
for gakusei.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Cool. And then the big beast itself. Congratulations on completing the first 15 days of the course. You should now have firm grasp on hiragana and katakana. So from lesson 16 onward, we will start to introduce you to my boy kanji. Um,
I'm
there are
so sorry. Do you mind going back to that overview? I thought I had a last thought
yeah. Sorry.
on something, and I don't remember exactly
Hmm.
what that was. Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say that like Nihon. So the Hon character, I'm sorry, this is just a fun fact. So, but like Hon also means like main or like origin,
Yeah.
and because like the first one is like day, like you hear like Japan referred to as like the land of the rising sun, right? It's
Hmm.
like almost you could think of it as like the origin of the sun during a day,
Hmm.
right?
Okay.
That's all. So like
Okay.
that may be an explanation for
You
why
know
that's the kanji for Nihon.
that I think that does actually clarify the thought that I was like, I'll probably ask this then, because I was like, it's always eternally been strange to me that I'm like, okay, so like we see this character in origin books and then the name of the country, and I don't know how these correlate. uh,
Actually, yeah, looking at Jishul, they have the explanation. That is exactly why it is.
okay, beautiful,
Cool.
beautiful, literally Sunshine Land.
Yep, that's all. Sorry,
Like
we can move
you
on.
could probably use the same characters to describe Florida. Florida and Japan are practically the same place if you're honest. They both have Disney
Uh,
worlds.
true.
I think they have different amounts of fentanyl, but that's a different conversation for a different channel. All right.
Anyway,
Anyway,
kanji.
kanji. There are thousands of kanji in regular use. All have different meanings and have more than one pronunciation or reading. The different readings are onyomi, and this scary batch, which is the sound reading, derived from Chinese. Wait, hold on. Sound reading is onyomi, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and kunyomi is the meaning reading, correct?
Yes.
All right. And our native Japanese readings. Okay. Um, most characters have one of each, but have more than one, and some only have one. In Japanese elementary, middle, and high schools, students learn more than 2,000 joyo kanji, or regularly used kanji, which is also the number of kanji required to pass the highest level of JLPT. Goals, fella, goals. This is I don't know if we brought it up explicitly, and I think this link is publicly accessible. But there's this whole ranking system for Japanese language proficiency. The T is for test, JLPT. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but this is does probably not 100% correlate to your actual like speaking level and interacting with others, but it is a good benchmark to base one's own studies around, at least. Because
Mhm.
like for immigration and like travel purposes, you can do different things in the country as you hit different levels, so
Yeah.
it's practical to study for them. If I haven't made it clear thus far already, this course thus far is N5 level practice. So that lowest level. The bigger the number, the more approachable the exam. Um, but anyway, there are more than 50,000 kanji. Don't you worry about that. However, most native Japanese don't know nearly that many by heart. Thank God. All right. But yeah, they have this handy PDF booklet. I believe it's already on the drive. I'll double check that that's true. This is good little reference sheet for
Mhm.
drawing these out. If you can print them out, put it on a tablet, however you like to go about it. Um, this should be the majority of what you need, if not all, for this class, and I believe also the N5 exam itself. Maybe more for the N5. I need to double check that. Um, but anyway, this is big little big overview of kanji. Um, Furigana. Um, we will now start to use kanji throughout the lessons from this point on to help you get used to seeing kanji and begin to understand it. To help you understand the pronunciation of words that we have yet to teach, we will also use furigana. Furigana is a Japanese reading aid consisting of hiragana printed next to or above a kanji to indicate its pronunciation. An example of this below, we have basho here and kyoshitsu for classroom here. Um, Though furigana are gonna be these smaller characters up top. I think when we got to day 17 before, I was like, oh, we're already doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the official introduction of that. Um, Notably, like if you're reading content that's intended for younger audiences, you're more likely to come across this. And distinctly, if you're playing modern Pokemon games, I think 3DS era onward, they have explicit options for this. So if you're I think we're not at that point where we're like, okay, go into the wild and read texts. But when you're
Yeah.
like, I would like to do this. Pokemon is probably not a bad place to start. Um, but I think that's all this introducing kanji page has. Do you have Anything additional for this?
I'll probably find a different place to talk about like how to study for kanji once we
Mm-hmm.
really get into the weeds of it. So I'll hold off onto the thoughts for now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Cool. In that case, let us progress the main plot. Um, this week you will learn all the kanji from the following video, which I will refresh in just a moment. Split across the week to make learning easier. Um, maybe we don't have to hold on to that thought for too long. Let's see. We'll learn to count from 1 to 10 using kanji. Let's. I think I got flagged for audio last time we had one of these. Let's go for this. Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
probably
we
'cause it's
got
from the
mountain.
Gogo Nihon site.
Yeah, we got Yama, and what's the onyomi reading here?
That's for san.
Okay,
So like
San.
Fuji-san.
Okay, okay, yes. Would you? Is that how like art? Would you generally write onyomi in katakana because they're the Chinese pronunciations?
I mean, well, like, uh, I guess when specifically distinguishing them, sure.
Interesting. Okay. I don't think I have thought to do that. But for
But I
these
mean, like,
next.
this isn't going to appear in like hiragana.
Okay.
It'll
Okay.
just be written out normally.
Cool. All right. In that case, would you since I've got this muted as these roll, would you mind reading these out as they come up?
Sure.
All right. Thank you.
So our kunyomi, we have tsuki, and onyomi is getsu and gatsu.
It it getsu gatsu. Okay.
Be ki and moku for the kunyomi, onyomi, respectively, I believe.
Okay.
And ki and ko for kunyomi,
Hmm.
and boku and moku
Boku and moku.
for the onyomi.
Okay.
Kunyomi would be hi and ka, onyomi, nichi, and jitsu.
Nichi jitsu. Okay.
Kunyomi is going to be moto, and onyomi is going to be hon.
Hon. Okay. Yeah, we were talking about. I don't think I've come across moto just yet.
Kunyomi hito, onyomi jin, and nin.
Jean and Neen. My cousins.
Okay, so our kunyomi is going to be saki, and this is going to be just the character for ma and mazu,
Okay.
and then the onyomi is going to be sen.
Oh, that's the distinction with this being faded out.
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay. I won't worry about that too much just yet.
I hope they don't list out all the readings for this word.
Prepare yourself. Oh God.
Yeah, they did. Okay, yeah. So I can go through the list here.
Okay.
So on our kunyomi side, we have ikiru, umareru, umu, nama, ikasu. In the parentheses, we have ikasu, haeru, hayasu. And the
Hmm.
onyomi is se and shou.
Okay. For these like the parentheses batch where it's just like one of the sounds in a broader word, is there is it worth distinguishing these as separate words? Or are they being used in different ways here?
I'm not. I'm not too sure, to be honest, why they're in parentheses. I don't know if there's like saying like the non parentheses ones are the ones to focus on,
Mhm.
and these are just other readings in parentheses. So
Yeah, I don't know.
like that would be my guess, but I'm not immediately sure.
Okay. Well, let's not stress too much. We got plenty on our plate, I suppose. Science.
So our kunyomi is manabu, and onyomi is gaku.
Okay. All right. And that is the week 4 kanji. Well, I guess we have the numbers as well. Um, let's roll them if you got them.
Oh, wait, sorry.
So sorry.
It's
Yeah,
if you want to go back,
yeah,
sorry, because I was just like, this is just ichi.
yeah. That's what I was expecting. And I'm like,
Yeah. So the kunyomi is the hito for like that counter hitotsu,
mm-hmm.
and the onyomi ichi.
Okay.
Kunyomi is going to be huta for hutatsu, and the onyomi is ni.
Okay.
Kunyomi is going to be the mi and like bitsu, and onyomi is san.
Okay. And on these, oh, sorry, I should let it play still. On these kunyomi pronunciations, is there a specific counter that this should always correlate with? Or maybe this is a bad time to ask that question. Um, but yeah.
Yeah. So the when you're looking at numbers, what they'll explain is that like there's uh I forget the exact terms from it, but basically they're counter words based off of like Japanese readings and then like other readings, like the foreign readings,
Mm-hmm.
and they have names for those categories. That's kind of what this is representing.
Okay. So there's
Yeah.
still that thought of like there's a foreign version of this and a native version.
Hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, kunyomi is the yo and yotsu and then yon,
Mm-hmm.
and then the onyomi is shi.
Okay.
Kunyomi is gonna be itsu and itsutsu, and onyomi is gonna be go.
Okay. Don't.
Unyomi is gonna be the mu and like mutsu, and then onyomi is gonna be roku.
Okay. Cool. Muy bien.
Kunyomi nana. Oh yeah, just nana because there's like the tsu and just
Yeah. Sorry.
the other one, and then yeah, the
Yeah.
other one
Come
onyomi is
on.
gonna be shichi.
Yeah. Nana Shichi.
Kunyomi gonna be the ya and yatsu. Onyomi hachi.
Okay. My boy Hachiko.
Kunyomi kokono kokonotsu, and then onyomi is gonna be Q or just ku.
Okay.
We have to, and then for the onyomi, going to be ju.
Okay. And that'll be our first batch here.
And they said they're going to be like reintroducing these throughout the week. Is that right? Or
Yeah,
is it
because
just
they said
this
it'll
first
be
day?
split across the week.
Okay.
All right. But I think we
Yeah.
might not get like this
Right.
like stroke order format video on each one, but yeah.
So I'll just go ahead and say that unless you're going to be quizzed on specifically differentiating between the onyomi and kunyomi, I don't think it will be an effective way of studying kanji just to drill the different readings and separating it like that.
Mhm.
Because you won't have any context for how it's being used in a word. I tried doing this when I first was studying kanji, and at least for me personally, this was not effective. Of just like, I look at a kanji and I try and conjure up all the different readings. What will be more effective, in my opinion, is to study kanji in association to specific words, especially when you start learning them. So, like as an example, we're going to be learning like sensei, like the compound kanji to say like sensei, right?
Mhm.
And instead of looking at those two individual kanji on their own and being like, okay, this has all these different readings, instead just looking at the word sensei, like having that association with the vocab word, and then studying that as like kanji on its own. Because
Okay.
over time, you'll start getting used to the different readings and when they are used where, and it'll be a little bit easier to start guessing what the reading is going to be in an unfamiliar word.
Hmm.
But just trying to study all of the readings on their own without context to the word it's being said in, I feel like that's just a lot of brute force that won't really be terribly too effective. So
Yeah.
unless there's a quiz that's like split up, like which is the kunyomi onyomi reading, I don't recommend studying it like that
Yeah.
personally.
And I don't think this course does that if memory serves. If you like traveling around online looking for kanji learning resources and you come across like flashcards or Anki decks, you'll probably see like everything enumerated out on one of those flashcards. Um, but yeah, as Jimmy's saying, probably not the best use of your mental resources to attempt to drill every single uh like possible reading in your mind
Mhm.
like that. It's better to associate them with words.
Yes,
All right.
that is all.
All right, welcome to the kanji world, fellas. Um, so day 16, we have kanji practice sheet here. For some of our nice friends. Thankfully, we have words that they show up in here for reference alongside these. And I'm trying to think if there's anything visually here to help you with the stroke order. If not, I suppose you can reference those videos as you go through
Mhm.
this.
There's a really good website. Or both Jisho does this, but a good one that like has the visuals for it is Kanji Alive.
Kanji
I don't remember if it's
alive.
kanjialive.org or whatever it is, but just look up Kanji Alive. And you can just like paste in a kanji, and then it'll give you like a visual drawing with stroke order of
Hmm.
said kanji.
Okay. Let's see if it'll let me do this.
Yeah, like Jisho shows you the stroke order, which is still nice. But if you're starting to like still trying to get used to like which direction a stroke starts from, um, it doesn't. Oh no, it does do that. Jisho gives you the starting position of each stroke as well. So both are good.
Oh yeah. This is nice. I also distinctly like, and this might
Hit that play
seem,
button.
yeah, this might seem strange, but I like that it looks like it's being written in like with like a pen instead of like a
Mm-hmm.
calligraphy brush. Because sometimes I don't know how to adapt that, if you would, to like just like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
writing
yeah.
ballpoint pen and paper. All right.
So yeah, add this site to your list of resources.
Yeah, this is very good. Thank you. All right. And then we have this just refers back to the kanji that we looked at there. Yeah, I guess it says that right there. Like the stroke orders there for reference. Okay, cool. And then vocab, we're on our normal grind here. Let's see what we're cooking with. Oh, the word cooking, all right. We're cooking that stuff we eat. Tabemono for food. Ramen ya for ramen shop. Kudamono for fruit. Suika for watermelon. And this pronunciation, should how hard should I come in on the su if you would? Like should I say like suika effectively or
No, it would
suika?
be suika.
Suika.
Yeah,
Okay,
it'd be suika.
cool. Okay. Family, kazoku, cuisine, cooking, ryori, season, kisetsu, is that right?
Yep.
All right. Spring, haru,
hmm
um sports, supotsu,
Sports.
sportsu. Okay. Baseball, yakyu, hito for a person, ame for rain, restaurant for restaurant, heya for room, koen for park. Is this computer?
Pasokon.
Pasokon. Okay, okay. I was like, that doesn't line up, but yeah, this does. Pasokon. Shop, mise. Here we've got dansu. Town we have machi. Green here is midori. And there's an asterisk here. I wonder if this is the note on it being an adjective or whatnot. We'll see.
I think it appears in the dialogue.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think that's what it refers to if it's got the asterisk.
All right. Most or first. I think of this as like number one. Um,
Same thing. Yeah, that's
yeah,
why it's the most or first because
yeah.
it's number one.
Number one. Ichiban. Tall, referring to a person. Um, is that Sega?
So this is a kind of what I talked about the other day when we introduced using ga with like adjectives, but
Mm-hmm.
se is like height.
Okay.
So you wouldn't say what it's going to get into is like you wouldn't say like watashi no sei wa takai. It's tashi wa sei ga takai.
Okay.
But sei on its own is height.
Okay. So you would say the whole phrase for when describing a person.
hmm
Okay. All right. Um, many is oi. I think we saw that in this past homework that came up.
hmm
Um, wide hiroi. Uh, bright is akarui, and this is specifically for like light, not like someone's intelligence. Correct?
Uh, I believe it could be used for someone's like bright personality.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. Uh, okay, no, it can be used for like knowledgeable
Oh,
or like
interesting.
familiar with.
Okay. I would have thought that was a English exclusive idea. But maybe not. Um, hold on. What my Chikaku? Is that right?
hmm
Okay. I don't know why. I was stumbling there for a bit. Um, intelligent. Sorry, I had a phone call coming in that I'm going to ignore. Sorry, mother. Um, uh, atamagai. Is that right?
Yeah. So it's kind of similar to saying someone's tall. This is
Hmm.
saying someone's head is good.
Okay, I was gonna say I think head is in there. Um,
hmm
good headed. That's a nice way to put it. Um, all right. Uh, majime, and this is not adjective. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. And like, can you can use a version of this as like an explanation, exclamation, excuse me, to be like seriously. Is that right?
Yeah, well, you like yeah, in casual speech you'll hear like maji on
Yeah,
its
yeah, yeah,
own instead of like majime.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking. I feel like I've heard characters be like, seriously. Um, sticky. For something being lovely. Also a nah fella. Uh, seen this many a times thus far. Ryugakse for a study abroad student. And this is new and maybe nice. Dokujin for single in
Shin.
reference Sheen. Okay. I was about to say like in reference to a single individual, but that would be Gene, I guess.
Unmarried,
Okay,
but
okay.
yeah, single in the relationship sense.
Okay. So this is for use with people, not like a loose leaf sheet of paper, if you would.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. All right. Karui for light, uh
Yeah, and that is
convenient.
for like weight
Oh, okay, okay.
specifically.
I was not thinking that. Cool. Um Benri uh for convenient, also a na. Yasui for cheap, Tokoro for place, and then for reference we have some seasons here. Natsu for summer, um Aki for autumn, and then Fuyu for winter. Anything else to add?
Yeah, if you could go back up to those last bit of adjectives there, I think I
Mhm.
had something. Oh yeah, if I remember correctly, sticky is usually reserved for like women talking about men. There is
Okay.
still a bit of gendered words here and there.
Mhm.
They it is started to loosen up in the modern age, start not to care, but it's usually for yeah, for women describing like a man's like, "Oh, he's so nice, he's so lovely, like sticky
Okay.
na."
So you would not describe like a good park with this.
I mean, what I'm saying is like you could.
Okay, okay. But it
It's
it
just
has
like,
it has
yeah,
a connotation with it.
yeah, I guess I should say it's sometimes reserved for like women saying it, but
Okay.
that's just a cultural note. That is not a rule.
Okay. Women saying it, and I guess this is still just a cultural note. Women saying it
Yeah,
specifically to men, or women saying it in general.
yeah, women saying it to men,
Okay, okay.
but break the rules.
All right. Translator Gaijin smash. Here we go. Know the rule and then disobey. All right. Well, that's our vocab. Um, asking about favorite foods. Let us refresh our minds and souls. Um, yeah, we're here. We are. Um, Sute, was that sa or ki?
Yeah, sticky.
素敵な食べ物、に、について、え
について。
について、um, について聞く. Uh, yeah, this is that same like listening, speaking situation that we talked about, right?
This is actually asking, right?
This
Kiku is the.
Kiku is
Mm-hmm,
asking.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh, uh, Basho, classroom, kyōshitsu. Uh, I'm taking in these characters, but I don't think I want to add anything to this just yet, other than like you can look at them. Um, characters. Do dojo dojo
I
jinbutsu
believe it's Hojo Jinbutsu.
tojo. I was like this feels different on my mouth today, and I'm like, what am I doing? Um, tojo jinbutsu. Um, two study abroad students. Ryugakse futari. All right, nothing on the bottom here. Let's bring back our audio, slap it in English first, and let's roll.
アンナさん、日本の食べ物で何が一番好きですか？
ラーメンが一番好きです。
東京のラーメン屋でどこが一番好きですか？
桜屋が一番好きです。
そうですか。
So this guy. Okay. Well, I guess I didn't need to get out of full screen. One more time.
アンナさん、日本の食べ物で何が一番好きですか？
ラーメンが一番好きです。
東京のラーメン屋でどこが一番好きですか？
桜屋が一番好きです。
そうですか。
Okay. Moving on along. All right. This pattern is used to express what the speaker likes the most from a group or category denoted by noun one from the particle de. The adverb ichiban, the most, the best, the most bestest at Little Caesar for a little extra, indicates the superlative degree of an adjective or adverb. And let's see the other slide.
日本の食べ物でラーメンが一番好きです。
Okay. Among the Japanese dishes, I like ramen the most.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have anything to put on this one?
I don't have any additional notes if you do not have any questions.
Okay. No, I think I'm comfortable with this. Which is nice. Okay. So let's just go right into our repetition then. Nihon no tabemono de ramen ga ichiban suki desu. Ramen is my favorite Japanese food. All right, right language. Here we go.
日本の食べ物でラーメンが一番好きです。
日本の食べ物でラーメンが一番好きです。And on that thought,
好きです。
if someone just came in without like the prep work on this and ramen ga ichiban suki desu is still a fully intelligible thought, right?
I mean, yeah, if you think about it like in a conversation, it might not make sense to say that on its own. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah, like if I was parading through the streets being like waving my flag and saying like ramen's number one, could I do that with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the ramen ga ichiban suki desu is a perfectly fine response to the question of Nihon no tabemono de nani ga ichiban suki desu ka?
Okay.
Ramen ga ichiban suki desu.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Kuru.
Very good.
Very kuru. All right. Practice one. Let's see who else may be the number one.
果物、スイカ、好き。
Suika ga suki desu? Or am I doing the ichiban business here?
We're gonna probably say the whole
果
thing.
物で
Kudamono de suika ga ichiban suki desu. So, object de suika, like the category of object, the object itself. Number one, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the ichiban is going
Sweet.
before the ski because ichiban is modifying ski.
Ichiban's modifying scheme. Okay.
スイカが一番好きです。家族、
Kazoku de haha ga ichiban. Was there a no there? Or just
It'd
ichiban
probably
ryori ga?
still probably right before Jozu.
Okay. Oh, okay. Ryori ga jozu no suki desu?
Jozu desu.
Jozu desu. Okay.
母、料理が上
Kazoku
手
de。
Sorry,
haha
sorry.
ga ryori ga ichiban jozu.
Okay. I'd like to see her say it once.
家族で
Kazoku de haha ga ichiban ryori ga jozu desu. Kazoku
Okay,
de
okay. I guess we can put it before the whole phrase then, if that's what
Okay.
they're wanting. I'm honestly not too sure if it'd be like grammatically incorrect to do what I said.
Mm.
It doesn't feel wrong, but
Sometimes the tongue knows best. That's why we call it language, right? 家族って母が一番料理が上手です。
母が一番料理が上手です。季節、
季節 is seasons themselves?
mhm.
Okay. 季節で shoot, I lost it, man.
We'll have the season and then ga.
Yeah. 季節が
Kisetsu de.
yeah, sorry. 季節で I'm trying to be like where does the ichiban come in? Ichiban modifies ski, so it comes before the ski,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Okay. 季節で春が一番好きです。
はい。
Okay.
春、好き。季節で春が一番好きです。
春が一番
日本、京都。面白い。
Let me get the words on screen. 日本で京都が一番好きです。
What's our adjective?
Almost. What actually? Hold on. What am I reading? Omoshiroi. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do I put the adjective? Nihon de.
It's the same format.
Okay. Nihon de Kyoto ga omoshiroi. Was it ga after that?
So omoshiroi is replacing like ski
Oh, okay.
from the previous
In my
sentences
mind,
because like they're all adjectives.
gotcha. Okay. I'm like where. I was trying to fit ski and omoshiroi in there at the same time.
面白い。
Yeah.
Let me see.
So if we were to say the whole thing, what would it be?
All right. bleh. 日本で
Mhm.
京都が
Hi.
面白い no particle?
So like we were saying, ichiban ski,
Mm-hmm.
ichiban ski desu.
Yeah.
The ichiban is modifying that adjective.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, it'd be like Nihon de Kyoto ga ichiban omoshiroi desu.
Ichiban omoshiro. Okay. So I am saying it is the most interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Ichiban omoshiroi desu. And though, like, there isn't a particle in that other than like adjectives generally ending in like an e, correct?
Yeah, no particle involved.
Okay.
日本で京都が一番面白いです。
All right, hold on. Let me.
And I don't know if this helps, but generally, adverbs or words that are used as adverbs don't have a particle.
Okay, that might help. 日本で京都が一番面白いです。日本で京都が一番面白いです。Okay.
京都が一番面白いです。
Okay. Practice one. Let's see how are we doing on this lesson? Because we're like 1 hour into the recording because it's the day kanji shows up for the first time.
Mhm.
Hopefully
And we
they-
had that
yeah.
weak
There-
introduction.
Yeah, there are 2 lessons.
Only 2 lessons though.
Okay, so I think they accounted for that. Oh, we have extended grammar breakdown, which I'll never say no to. Let's see if I can, what's the word? Understand. I was like, how do I say it to intelligentize it? Understand it. Let's see.
日本の食べ物でラーメンが一番好きです。皆さんはラーメンが一番好きですか？寿司が一番好きですか？何が一番好きですか？日本の食べ物で何が一番好きですか？食べ物ですから何ですね。季節で春が一番好きです。皆さんは春が一番好きですか？夏が一番好きですか？いつが一番好きですか？季節ですからいつ。季節でいつが一番好きですか？日本で京都が一番好きです。皆さんは京都が一番好きですか？大阪が一番好きですか？ここはそう、どこですね。日本ですからどこです。日本でどこが一番好きですか？家族で母が一番背が高いです。皆さんの家族はどうですか？お母さんが一番背が高いですか？お父さんが一番背が高いですか？ここはそうですね、家族ですから誰です。家族で誰が一番背が高いですか？
I thought I followed at first, but I think I'm losing.
So basically, all that's happening here is she's describing what question word to use depending on what you're asking about.
Okay.
So because in the first sentence, the nihon no tabemono de tabemono is like a thing.
Right.
So
So
we'll
you
use like
nani.
nani to ask about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Kisetsu is like a time.
Mm.
So itsu on its own for the question word means when.
Okay. All right.
And we
That's
use it
about
there.
when she started losing me because she's like, because it's a season, right? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, it's kind of like a time if
Okay.
that helps to create the association
does
with
help.
which question word to use. And that continues on. Nihon is a place. So
So
doko
doko.
means where
Okay, and then we have dare for like an
for
individual.
person or like who.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That helps a lot. Thank you very much.
Hi.
日本
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I don't think we need to run back through that in
Yeah.
the Japanese.
I think not. I don't even think I had Japanese subs, truth be told. All right. Grammar slide 2 or slides 2. The second coming. The question pattern is used to ask the listener to choose something that is the most adjective. That's crazy. The choice is made from a category or a group denoted by noun 1. Let's look and listen over here.
日本の食べ物で何が一番好きですか？ラーメンが一番好きです。
Okay. So yeah, this is that same breakdown that I was doing before. So we have the category and then the object within that category that is the best.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I don't think I need too much more there. But I do want to. Gosh, that's crazy, man. I would
That
be
is the
dead in
most
the wild.
adjective.
The most adjective. All right. Video repetition 2. What is your favorite Japanese food? Let's refresh. Nani no tabemono de nani ga ichiban suki desu ka?
Yeah. Nihon no tabemono de.
Nihon no tabemono. Yeah. Okay. Ramen ga ichiban suki desu. I like ramen the most. All right. And no, this is just repetition. We already have seen these, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
日本の食べ物で何が一番好きですか？
Nihon no tabemono de nani ga ichiban suki desu ka?
ラーメンが一番好きです。
ラーメンが一番好きです。
はい。
Cool. Very cool. Alright, practice 2. What do we do?
スポーツで何が一番面白いですか？野球。
Alright, so we're taking the category. スポーツで how do I like comma move on to like of the sports baseball?
Yeah, so I think we're answering the same way as the first handful of exercises.
Mhm.
And we might just be answering without the category.
Okay, like just coming in with like a yaku ga suki desu ka? Oh,
Yaku,
omoshiroi desu.
yaku ga ichiban omoshiroi desu.
Ichiban omoshiroi desu. Yaku ga ichiban omoshiroi desu. Yaku, this man, his name is Ga. Omoshiroi desu. No, ichiban, shoot. Yaku ga ichiban omoshiroi desu.
Hi, hi.
Okay.
野球が一番面白いです。家族で誰が一番背が高いですか？弟。
弟が what is it still Ichiban for or does this replace that?
Yeah, it's like I guess what they're treating Sega Takai and probably Atamaga I is like the whole adjective as like a single thing.
Okay.
So that's why they're having the Ichiban go before that adjective or adjective phrase in this case.
Okay. So
It's still
ototo
the same pattern.
okay. Ototo ga ichiban sega takai I get this?
Hi.
Okay.
弟が一番背が高いです。
I was like, does number one tallest make this sense still? And I'm like, I suppose so.
1年でいつが一番寒いですか？
1年でいつが一番寒いですか? What is first year?
Within a year.
Oh, okay.
1月。
Sorry. Want the image on screen. Dang it. My like
1
side
年
buttons
で
were
いつ
brushing
が
against
一
the wall.
番寒いですか？ 1月。
1月が一番寒いです。
はい。
1月が一番寒いです。日本でどこが一番人が多いですか？東京。
東京が人が多い。Did I say 一番? Shoot, I lost myself.
Not yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. 東京が人が多い一番です。
Ichiban will go before the thing we're modifying.
Okay. Shoot. All right. It felt weird as I said it. I should have
Yeah.
known.
Ichiban hito ga oi.
Okay. 東京が一番人が多いです。一番人が多い。人が What am I saying here?
Yeah, like It's like, where are there the most people?
Oh.
Or where is the most populous place?
Okay, okay. Tokyo ga ichiban. Tokyo is
It's
the
like-
most person rich, if you would.
Yeah. 'Cause hito ga oi just means there are like many people. Like
Okay.
there are many people.
Okay.
一番人が多いです。一年、雨が多い。
And we're going to be asking the question.
Okay. Ichinen.
And we'll have like de for the category.
Okay. Oh, am I treating Ichinen like what month?
It's like within a year.
Okay.
Like in
okay.
1 year.
During the year. Okay. Ichinen. Shoot, I'm wanting to go to the format I was just using.
Yeah, ichinen de.
Ichinen de.
And then because it's a time, we need to use the time question word for like when.
Is that still Nani?
It'll be itsu.
Itsu, that's right. That was the whole season thing. Ichinen de itsu ga?
Mhm.
Itsu ga ame ga
Then-
oi?
Ame ga oi is our like adjective phrase.
Okay.
So ichiban will go before that.
Okay. Ichiban ame ga oi desu ka?
Okay. 1年でいつが一番雨が多いですか?
が多い。
They went ahead and put it up for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. They got trigger happy there.
Spoiler alert.
Ichinen de itsu ga ichiban ame ga oi desu ka?
1年でいつが一番雨が多いですか ?6 月が一番
6月が一番雨が多いです。
雨が多いです。このレストランの料理、おいしい。
Kono restaurant. I wouldn't ask like which of this restaurant. Oh, we're saying like amongst the food of this restaurant.
Right.
Okay. Kono restaurant de.
So yeah, the excuse me, the kono restaurant no ryori is the category.
Okay.
That whole thing is the category.
The whole shebang. The food of this restaurant. Kono restaurant no ryori. Ryori no or just ryori de?
Ryori de.
Okay. Ryori de. Ichiban oishii desu ka?
Yeah, we'll need our question word.
Okay. Which dare ga?
That is who. So it would be like what is. So
Oh,
nani.
Nani. Sorry, I spoke over you.
Yeah, so it would just be like nani ga ichiban oishii desu ka?
Okay. Nani ga ichiban oishii desu ka? And when do I want to use nani and not nan again?
It's consonant related.
Okay.
So like nan doesn't necessarily flow too well into ga, nanga.
Okay.
So it'd be like, but like with nan it'd be like nan de,
Okay.
nan nin. I'll send the rules sometime because there's
but
technically a way to
it's
think
a
about it,
sound
but
related thing more than anything else.
yeah,
Okay.
it's largely a sound related thing.
What do you do?
このレストランの料理で
このレストランの料理で何が一番おい This is a question. おいしいですか？
何が一番おいしいですか？カレーが一番おいしいです。
カレー
スポーツで
No!
何がおいしいで
カレーが一番おいしいです。
す。
Okay. I could probably stand to revisit this a little more, but we are going to move on. Maybe just a little more. Maybe just a little more.
日本の食べ物で何が一番好きですか？
Huh. That's a great question. That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
It might be karaage. I do like it quite a bit.
It's a staple.
It's a staple. When I have that famichiki come May, maybe my answer will have more depth to it. Maybe it will be a specific fried chicken.
I'm a 7-Eleven stan, so we'll
I
have to have
see,
that
I see.
conversation
All right.
later.
I just know what Chris Gray's into, but you know we're a little closer. You and me are closer than me and Chris Gray, so maybe. Chris Broad, excuse me. That's a different
Broad?
man.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
a whole different. I never said that man's name. Never in my life. I never met a guy named Chris Gray. Don't worry about it. 日本の食べ物で this is the question. 何が一番好きですか? Karaage.
Karaage. There's no N. It's karaage.
It's just karaage, like a long
Yeah.
Okay. Karaage.
Well, they're two separate syllables, so like karaage.
Okay. Karaage. Karaage ga ichiban suki desu.
Hi.
All right. She doesn't know that. She doesn't know that about me. I didn't know if I knew that about me. I wonder what I said the first go
I don't think I
around.
could choose.
Yeah, I'm like default answer to be like sushi, I feel like, but I'm also like basic. But maybe it's true. I'm not sure. I got to look in the mirror a little bit. I do like sushi. But I like the perverse sushi, if you will. I like it with cream cheese. I know that's culturally incorrect, but I spent a lot of time in Philadelphia. I like the Philadelphia cream. What can I say?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What
Can
was this?
can I
This
download
question
this?
was a little bit different. No,
Nihon no
oh, they're
tabemono
just
de
giving examples. Sorry.
Is it sushi or tempura?
I saw the sushi or
Tempura was
tempura
also
or something else.
Yeah, it was in the running for me. I was like, I mean, I do like it. I like shrimp too. All right, let's not worry too much about that. Lesson 2. Let me see. This has 4 practices. 4 practices. But the bit is short. It seems interesting. Asking about the new room someone has moved to. Hikoshi shita heya ni tsuite kiku. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Basho kyoshitsu, tojo jinbutsu, gakusei futari, and let's go.
高橋さん、新しい部屋はどうですか？
広くて明るいです。近くに公園もあります。
そうですか。どんな公園ですか？
静かで綺麗な公園です。
いいですね。
I read that as the pork is quiet, and I'm like, interesting.
I knew there was something about this day that I was forgetting about. Okay.
Well, have we unlocked a new experience?
Yeah, we'll get there.
All right.
高橋さん、新しい部屋はどうですか？
広くて明るいです。近くに公園もあります。
そうですか。どんな公園ですか？
静かで綺麗な公園です。
いいですね。
いいですね. All right.
I love how she's looking at the camera for affirmation.
You're like, you agree, right? You tell me if not. All right, grammar video. Based off of your reaction, I'm gonna assume I'm gonna need a little after this, but let's just rip off the band-aid.
I think this is pretty simple. It's just I won't get into it. I'll save us some time for now.
All right. Thank you. We'll be back. I promise.
広い
I will
で
be
す
back.
そして綺麗です。これは勉強しましたね。この広いです。そしてここを一つにします。広くてです。い形容詞はいがありません。くてです。公園は広くて綺麗です。いはよくてです。公園は静かです。そして綺麗です。静か、これはな形容詞です。ここも一つにします。な形容詞は静かでです。公園は静かで綺麗です。名詞もあります。林さんは中国人です。そして留学生です。ここを一つにします。林さんは中国人で留学生です。い形容詞はくて、な形容詞と名詞はでです。
I'm lost. It went right over me.
Okay. Oh, let's look at the grammar slides and then we
Okay.
can talk about it.
Cool.
Yeah, because this is like conceptually simple, but in practice there's a couple of moving parts.
Yeah, I thought I was following, and then kind of similar to the last video of the structure. As it went on, I'm losing confidence.
Skip to the grammar slides first,
Okay.
and then we'll do the
We'll go
repetition.
back.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Oof. All right. This form is used when we want to join one sentence to another using an adjective. The rule is different with e adjectives and na adjectives.
Yeah.
I'm going
Just
to-
go ahead and skip to the next slide with the audio, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
公園は広くてきれいです。公園は静かできれいです。林さんは中国人で留学生です。
Okay. So what we're doing is turning multiple sentences into one.
Mhm.
This conjugation is just being and.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, this is our introduction to te form. Kind
It
of.
begins.
Yeah. A while ago, I kept on saying that like when it comes to conjugation, nouns and not adjectives follow the same rule almost all the time. Same concept applies here. But the main thing to keep track of is what to do with e adjectives, which you change the e to kute. So like as it shows here, hiroi becomes hirokute.
Okay.
And then for not adjectives and nouns, and like keep in mind that the nouns are being used here as descriptions, right?
Okay.
And that's why we use de and not to.
I see.
So you wouldn't say chugokujin to ryugakusei desu. Yeah.
Okay.
But all this is doing is serving as a conjunction. This is how we say and with adjectives.
Junction. What's your function? Depending on if it's an e or not adjective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And the bit with e is probably like the only real irregular adjective, and that's because it's like old form is yoi.
Mm.
So if you turned it into yoi, it follows the same conjugation style of changing that last e to kute. So that's why it's yokute.
I see. Okay. A bit of a contraction then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does that help clear up what's going on?
It does help. I think I will probably need to still listen to this back a few times, but I think I'm okay to, for the sake of this lesson, to do the repetition. But yeah,
Okay, yeah, and then we can go back to that.
Yeah, I'll need some more meat reps to build my meat, if you will. There's a repetition. Okay.
広くて明るいです。
広くて明るいです。
公園は静かで綺麗です。
公園は静かで綺麗です。
そうですね。
Okay.
It
We
is
just did
spacious
Korean.
and bright and
That's a
quiet
good,
and
good
pretty.
place. All right. Here we go.
部屋、新しい、きれい。
部屋は新しくて綺麗です。
新しくて
新しくて and then
綺麗
綺麗
です。
stays the same?
Mhm.
Okay. 新しくて綺麗です。
部屋は新しくてきれいです。田中さん、頭がいい、真面目。
まくて
頭が良くて
よくて。頭がよくて。Well, just maji me afterward?
Mhm.
Okay. 頭よくて真面目です。
はい。田中さんは頭が良くて真面目です。
田中さんは頭が良くて真面目です。
頭がよくて。
田中さん、親切、素敵。
田中さんは親切テク
Yeah, this one's a non-adjective. So for nouns and adjectives, we just add de after the
Okay.
word.
The whole word? I keep the
Yeah.
okay. 親切で素敵です。
はい。
田中さんは親切で素敵です。田中さん、28歳、独身。
What is 独身?
This is rude. They're single.
Oh man. 28 and single? Disgusting. Throw him away.
Mhm.
I thought he was a dachshund. I was like, that's a good breed of dog. If he was my dog, he'd be a dachshund. All right.
A 28-year-old dog.
That's an old dog. I like them old dogs. Tanaka-san wa 18歳? Man.
28歳。
28歳. 28歳. We're still struggling with numbers, dude. 28歳,
This would be considered a noun.
Okay. That was putting te at the end?
Yeah, just de. So 28歳で。
28歳で独身です。
はい。
Okay.
田中さんは28歳で独身です。
独身です。My little dachshund. My little dachshund. Alright. Have a little more.
このパソコンはどうですか？軽い、便利。
Very reliable?
Convenient.
Convenient. Okay.
It's like convenient or like useful.
Okay. I mean,
It's useful probably because it's convenient.
okay. Probably. このパソコン wa karu gyokte
karukute.
karukute
So, このパソコンは軽くて便利です.
benri desu.
For the love of God, I cannot say like B sounds into the
軽
N.
くて便
The ben situation?
利
Yeah,
です
like the Ben into the R. I just can't do it.
Benri.
Yeah, I end up saying it in like an Indian accent.
You know, I was like, what direction is this a struggle? And I'm like, oh no, I get that actually. Karukute benri desu. Big
この店の料理はどうですか？安い、おいしい。
この店の料理は安いて美味しいです。
安くて
安くて美味しいです。
安くておいしいです。東京はどうですか？にぎやか、面白い。
東京はにぎやって面白いです。
I don't know if it came through clearly. I couldn't hear it, but nigiyaka de because it's
De.
a non-adjective.
I said a T sound for sure.
Yeah,
にぎやって面白いです。
yeah, because we're not changing anything about the word since it's an adjective, so you keep
Okay.
the whole thing and then just slap on the de like D as in
Yeah.
dog.
I will need
Nigiyaka de
to
omoshiroi desu.
look at the flow chart if you would a few more times. Because I'm not internalizing these rules just
Mhm.
yet.
にぎやかで面白いです。
Okay. Okay. And then I'm guessing we are not yet. Let's go.
佐藤さんはどんな人ですか？ダンスが上手、面白い。
What am I doing here?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
But dansuga jozu is the adjective that we're conjugating, but it
Okay.
is a non-adjective, so we would just use de.
Okay.
But everything else stays the same.
ダンスが上手で面白いです。
はい。
Okay.
ダンスが上手で面白い人です。
It's a person with this qualities, I suppose.
あなたの町はどんなところですか？
あなたの町は Oh, she's just asking him. 緑が多い would be like one phrase, right?
Mm-hmm. And because it's an e adjective, we'll turn that e to kute.
Okay.
So okute.
緑が多くて静かです。
緑が多い、静か。
Probably shizuka na machi desu.
Okay. 静かな町です。
緑が多くて静かなところです。
Whatever.
Tokoro. That's a place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
あなたの町はどんなところですか？ワインが有名、きれい。
That's a nice town. ワインが有名
Mm-hmm.
Well, not yume.
Yeah, yume is an adjective.
Okay. You
Yeah, so we just add de.
just de. You
Just
made
de.
de.
Mhm.
Kirei desu.
Yeah.
Yume de.
ワインが有名で綺麗なところです。
Okay, okay.
ワインが有名で綺麗なところです。
Okay. All right. Practice 4. We're almost there. Living on a prayer.
あなたの町はどんなところですか？
Donna tokoro desu ka? And I'm assuming this is about to be just the same content.
うん
あなたの町はどんなところですか？
Yeah. It's pretty, especially this time of year.
うん
Would you say it's famous, or would you say the adjacent places are famous?
Yeah, I don't think Redmond is famous.
My mind works a particular way, so I'm like, yeah, it's the most important city in the world, dog. But I don't know if general people feel this way. It's homely, quiet, quiet and pretty.
Quiet and pretty? Yeah, we
that
can do
work?
that.
Okay.
Be like,
Shizuka te
私の yeah.
watashi no machi
Yeah, go for it.
wa yeah.
Mhm.
Watashi no machi wa kirei. Would I do kirei te or kirei
綺麗で
de? Yeah, okay. But I don't need the na there anymore, right?
Yeah, not if it's right in front of another noun.
Okay. And that was de with a D, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Kirei de shizuka desu. The second one I
Yeah,
don't.
Shizuka.
Shizuka na?
Yeah, well, it'd be like, because we're saying they'll probably want to say Shizuka na tokoro.
Oh,
And
okay.
because it's talking about the tokoro,
Alright,
that's
I
where we
didn't-
would put the na.
I had the thought that if I did the opening bits, that I wouldn't need to do the tokoro bits, but I suppose probably should, right?
I think they're doing that just because we're directly answering the question, because the question is donna tokoro.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I didn't think
That's
about
my
that.
guess.
No, that would make sense. I'm wondering if that's how I went about it. But okay. All together then, watashi no machi wa kirei de shizuka na tokoro desu.
はい。
Okay.
はい、正解です。
Woo. All right. And then we have
We did it.
homework, but we are otherwise free. Thinking about this exercise happening as like a side piece to the gosh darn introduction of kanji is brutal, dog.
Yeah. We can figure out how we do that.
Yeah. We'll be back with these ideas for sure. It is not cemented in my mind for certain. But I do have to go. My mother called me again during this, so she does want to talk to me. And then I have my other business for the day. But any closing thoughts for now?
No, I'm all good.
All right, cool. In that case, thank you for listening, and you guys have a wonderful day 16, whatever day of the week that is for you. Bye-bye.
Hey, bye bye.